feeling haunted.
I hear the voices inside my head, see voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog, we fighting above the law.
She-Ra, Cool Gamer, High Priestess, Little Dev, hey y'all, hey y'all. So we kind of had an idea. It's like Saturday night, we're bumming around. Tim Mullens is very boring. I bored everyone last night with Jody Sue, so how can we make it just a little more funsies? And Sunshine, hey boo, love you. Hey Just JC, ES. Red Milla. Red Milla is cool because her name has Rad in it. Lady R. So we are going to do a little mini makeover, whatever, while we listen to Tim. Hopefully that will keep people like a little less sleepy through it. Courtney's going to do like my base, my foundation and eyelashes and stuff. And Cassie's going to do funky eyeshadow and eyeliner and all that. Well, we get through and listen through as much as we can stand tonight. I don't know if we'll get all through it tonight or if we'll do it half tonight and then half tomorrow. We'll see. Hey, Bama. Rosie, Zena, Charm, Gidget. I love Gidget. I would actually change my name to Gidget. Awesome. I don't know about awesome. This needs a lot of help, but it'll be a little bit more fun. Mama Cher and Papa Cher. Hey, Laura Elizabeth. Okay. Hold on. Hi, Lori. Cher. Plus, it's fun. The girls are going to join. And they're like, Tim Mullen. I'm like, yeah. Hey, Bobby. Makeup and Tim Mullen. So let's just get started, shall we? Shall we just get started? Hello, everyone. Welcome. Now, Sharon Tuck, you are the winner for the Jody Sue t-shirt. So email me your size, please, and the coffee mug that you like from either my merch or Prairie Boys merch of coffee cups. You are the winner for that. And then there was a different winner that's just gonna get a little small something. I did 2 drawings just because there was a lot of people that were so funny. Darlene Kenny, I'm gonna send a little something to you as well. Alex, hey boo. What a combo, right? Hey Frankie, Melissa, Tim Mullens and makeup. Yeah, it's definitely a weirdo combo. But we're going to do it. First, let me find this dude is crazy. Okay, so we're going to want part 1. Ah, shit. All right. So we're starting at the very beginning, right? A very good place to start. And we are going to speed it up 1 notch for now. We may speed it up 1 more notch. So 11 months ago, this video, part 1, Summer Wells, part 1. All right. So do you remember he says that he made these videos so that if Summer was found, she'd have something to look back on for this time frame, and most of all for her brothers to have something to look back on through this moment in time, if you will. Me, I've always said it seems more like alibi videos, if you will. Hey, Pommy. Thank you. They really are. Hey, Ace. They said you guys are beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so Courtney, what are you gonna do to me?
You're like base in your eyelashes.
Ooh, Britney Spears eyes over here. And you're gonna do some funky like that, right? Because I love that. Okay. Little Dev. Okay, well, we're gonna just get into this. You guys won't really be able to hear.
That's okay.
You don't care? Okay, they don't care. I've got to learn to share my screen. Am I sharing? Not yet. There we go. Okay. So we'll put the closed caption on because that adds extra like comedic relief sometimes. Every once in a while, it's hilarious. So here we go.
Well, it all started like everybody else. Saw it in the paper.
All right. Hi,
Heard it on the
Grace.
news.
Hey, Anita.
Somewhere.
Okay. So we can start makeup now if you want.
Everybody had a thought. I had a thought.
Is that fine?
So the next week I drove out to
I could do.
see where this place was when I found out it was pretty close. Not really in Rogersville at all. Takes as long to get to Rogersville from
Wait.
Ben Hill as it does to get to
Okay.
pretty much Johnson City from Kingsport. So not real sure how Rogersville got their name on that area. It's on the south side of Bays Mountain, which is actually kind of two mountains that come together. If you look at it from the sky, two ridges, it's really one, but it's just the way it's worked itself out. With the reservoir that was made in the middle. That's Bays Mountain right there. East to west.
It's gonna feel like sticky.
It's Cherokee territory. Settlers, Daniel Boone's, David Crockett's, all the names that we've heard. That's what this area historically has always been a pretty special spot. Actually, what I'm on is Long Island. It's an island in the middle of the river. Runs a few miles, and it is it's the second most important part to the Cherokees property. It's where they came all the way from way west,
Hey,
way
Jan.
down that way. Came here, have their peace treaties, and so this was very sacred territory. It's now sacred baseball territory, but part of it is still owned by the Cherokees.
Oh.
So we drove on out to Ben Hill
We drove on out to Ben Hill.
to get some shots, get a feel for the place, for the news. The Kingsport.me, free media.
Mhm.
And that was my first taste of that area. I'd been through there, but been a long time. Didn't really remember it at all. So like everyone, the terrain stood out very obviously. And I just parked down on the main road there, looking up toward the house, the ridges, creeks, just getting a feel for it, and just could not possibly see how that little girl would have just run off.
Yeah, that counts.
And that's why I said, from my experience with having sisters and nieces,
I wish it wouldn't echo.
Which one?
they're pretty set
Turn
on
the
what they
speaker
do
on if
until
I make it echo in there.
you say horses or puppy dogs.
That's weird.
Some even like kittens. It's usually something like that, and that's got their attention. They love them. They love those. And they would scurry off if there was something nearby, but that was just a thought out of my mind. I knew absolutely nothing about any of it. Zero. All I knew was the location, courtesy GPS and looking at it on Google Earth. Then being there in person and just trying to get a feel for it. And it's an odd feeling. Just standing there on the side of
He's an odd guy.
Beach Creek, looking down at the little creek. It was small. Looking at the hillsides. The police were there at the time, so I just kind of stayed in that area to try to
You can use the concealer.
just see what I felt.
Look at my eyebrows too.
Yeah.
And then I drove some of the loops,
We-
the roads that head more north, do some loop through some gorgeous land.
I know.
And just thought, where in the world would you look? Came back around Beach Creek more in the west and then headed back toward Ben Hill. And when I got there, the police were gone. So I thought, well, let's just go down Ben Hill.
Right,
So
KH? I
went down
agree.
Benhill.
It sounds weird.
Saw
Let's
the,
highlight that for a little bit.
the home box number, 110, and looked up the driveway up the woods a little. It's real green. It was mid-June, so actually the second week. I mean, it was a week after it occurred, so June 15 had about a week to that. Went on up Ben Hill
Like scraping my face.
as far as I felt that I should. It was obvious this is,
Foundation on it.
I know these counties and these backwoods and roads, and
It don't like open.
there is a privacy factor
Oh,
there.
wow.
And I knew there'd been a lot of media, so I didn't want to disturb the neighbors too much. So
Tim Mullen confession
went to a
tapes.
certain
It
spot
seems
and
that
turned
way. Don't it seem like an
came
alibi
back, just
alibi
slowly looking at
type of situation that he's
the
leaving?
landscape again. And it just would leave you without words.
Hi, Anita.
There's too much. I already seen men, women searching the hills. I'd seen them out in the fields, very carefully searching the fields with. They were cutting the first cut of the season, I think, where they make their bales of hay. for
Good
the animals
point,
and stuff.
Lady R.
But they had to have people in the front,
Good point.
either in walking or like a golf cart or something, four-wheeler, searching the ground first before they brought the big, like a combine, that cut. And just watching that was pretty tender, because you realize the impact of such a small little person, not seeing him in the grass and then hitting him with a tractor,
What?
pulling a grass cutter. Not exactly what you would want to have happen.
What the
Said, I remember Tim saying the first time. he
Still,
found
you can't. It's
him
hard to get the words,
in the parade with Robin.
but they did
Picture.
that, and then also saw
A question.
trucks coming out, pickups pulling just loads of men on the back.
Asking you.
What?
They'd been searching. You could tell, just tired, drained. I mean, searching is like
Candace was in the parade with
Exhausting.
Robin.
Yes. No, that's
Not like
right,
running through
Rosie
a
May.
field.
Thank you, Cass.
Which is
Yeah.
tiring.
No,
It's
that's
just
right, Rosie May.
constant
Hi,
leg
just
work.
Jenna. When Tim
Body work.
showed us all these big rocks
Emotion
and
work,
caves and
eye work.
fell off before. Yep, we're gonna
Never
be
been
playing
up here.
through all of the videos. I don't know if we'll get through all of them
See.
tonight, but we'll get and what we don't get through tonight, we'll get through tomorrow.
A drain pond
What?
of some sort. It's one of the big factories over there, Domtar.
Does the
They're
makeup
rebuilding.
make it a little more entertaining at least?
This is all still part of Long Island.
Hey,
Very
outdoorsy.
famous. Used to have big plantations after
Hi,
the settlers
Brandy.
came in. And all sorts. The original, not just the settlers, but then the founding individuals that came in this area. Things didn't always go good with our Native American friends. A lot of them realized they needed to, work with this new civilization that dwarfed theirs.
Hold on.
But you had some naturalists,
Go to
some of
that
those that
screen.
felt like they shouldn't
Okay. Well, whatever people super chat tonight are gonna go to these two beautiful girls for their energy in time sitting through this bullshit. Okay. Hi, Donna, Carolyn, Chrissy. Two Donnas. Dynamite. Hi, Indy. Can I call you Indy? Because I don't know how to say that. But hi, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Shouldn't yield to this new society. You got to remember, they took some of these Indian chiefs kindly to Europe for a couple months. So they went from what we would call loincloths,
I just growled.
and tomahawks and bows. And some were more advanced, of course. But basically, that was it. To seeing the civilizations of Europe. 1 billion, and that's after riding ships. All this was new. So those leaders knew it's over for the enjoyment of just having the land.
If you click on it with the mouse, it will highlight it.
Keeping your prides. Having babies.
Pommy, mommy too.
Much simpler and nice right now.
Thank you so much for
They
that.
saw where it was going. So, of course, they wanted to work with it. Keep their people safe.
Hey, Truth Seeker. Just getting
But
started.
you can't stop those that
Did you offer a lawyer?
just don't see it.
Did I?
So you
Yeah.
had others like,
What was the question?
it seems like a lot of the troublemakers are the famous ones, but you had people like Dragging Canoe.
Yes.
Did you
We're going to
offer-
get into that a little bit later.
I'm not sure he really helped anybody.
But yes, I did have a lawyer set up,
But
and
he didn't
Tim
want to
stopped
give it
it
up.
from happening.
So he
This
was
man
going to fight
talking.
for it. If I could go back, I'd say, okay, DC, let's say you get it all.
Yes, True Seeker,
How
you're
going
right.
to function all these new advancements, everything that everybody's learned and seen in Europe. Not to mention what they've seen
Oh,
just arrive
Chrissy.
on the shores.
Thank you so much.
So,
That's very sweet.
Anyway,
There, you each got a super
Little-
sticker now.
thought there.
If you guys do
always
super chats,
unfortunate.
you put the name and they can watch
Change
like a
is
little
hard.
fun race. Who gets the next?
I can sure see why they wanted to keep it the way it was. Didn't have that. It was quiet, peaceful.
She's saving up for. She wants her
Other than
tattoo
having to hack
room
a few
because we're
people
gonna
who
be
tried to get
getting
on your hunting
tatted
ground.
and we're gonna live stream it. She can practice on whatever skin I got left.
But I think it's great that part of this is still owned by the Cherokees. An amazing people.
I don't know
And now
why,
they're
but there's
estimating
some,
that after DeSoto first arrived,
the way
long
he
before
talks
the
about Cherokees
Pilgrims,
makes me feel weird. I
this
don't know
place
why.
was packed. This whole country was packed. And they're estimating up to 95%, possibly more, died after DeSoto because of sicknesses that came with him from Europe that spread and killed off the majority of all the Native Americans. So by the time the Pilgrims got here, it was just small groups, all just trying to make it.
Can you pause it for a sec, Kev? Remember how?
So over on Ben Hill,
Okay, let's remember. It's okay. I don't have to look. They can hear me. The point of this is supposed to be about summer and something for the brothers to look at. So Tim may love his history and all, but it's just got shit to do with Summer Moon Utah Wells, like at all. It's ridiculous. Really. Honestly, just listening back to it again for the 100th time. Again, it's ridiculous. What does it have to do about summer? How will this help the boys when they look back at it later? Because they're going to fall the fuck asleep watching it. Okay. Thank you.
Beach Creek would have been, for where its location was, probably a very important trail heading toward the west. I'm sure the Indian trails through there. I'm sure the bison, we say buffalo, but it's actually bison in America. This place was packed with bison. Look at Bays Mountain. It's like the slumbering bison. Its head drinking out of the Holston River. But that whole area would have been that historically extremely important area. And down through there with its creeks and its hollers, you had the mountain one side, the mountain on the other, which from the Kingsport area looks just like a volcano, but it's actually a couple different peaks. But from a distance, it makes it look like they're right together, the opening of the top of the volcano. But from that spot, from Kingsport, if you look and you see that volcano, that is the exact location of the Wales' property. Almost exactly due
Canadian
north
cookie.
from those peaks straight down to their property.
A history lesson, right, Sunshine?
Always looks like a volcano. He said, I always thought it looked like Mount Sinai. If you don't know Mount Sinai, that was a very important one in the Bible to Moses. Egypt coming out, heading into Israel. You had Mount Sinai.
Sorry. So, oh, Cassie. Oh, Rosie, you're so sweet. Cassie and Courtney. All right. Nothing's
on the power.
She put her foot down and turned the power strip off, shutting everything off. So then the computer even told her, don't turn your computer off, leave your computer on. But anyway, yeah, that was funny. All right, so we're back. Let me find the video again. That's funny. Oh, that's part 2. We were on part 1. Bum, ba-da-bum. How's that? We're going to make sure. We're going to speed it 1 notch faster. We're going to turn closed caption on. Reshare the screen again. And
I was with Don and said, always looks like a volcano. He said, I always thought it looked like Mount Sinai. If you don't know Mount Sinai, that was a very important one in the Bible
It'll fit.
to Moses. Egypt
growled again.
coming out, heading into Israel. You had Mount Sinai. Sinai. You can look it up. Wikipedia.
He is a very
That's
weird
how Don-
individual. Yes,
Don
he
loves
is.
Bob.
What do you think about him so far,
Don
Cass?
loves God.
What,
and
anything to do with a
does
little
very
5-year-old
much.
girl that went missing?
I'm outside, so I'm a little cold. So that was loves God, not loved. Loves God. One of his favorite things to do was talk about the Lord, talk about the Bible. Most people really never saw that, don't know it. They pretty much just knew him from his evenings, and that was mostly whiskey talking. That wasn't Don. That was whiskey. A man does not always tell the truth when whiskey talks. In Don's case, he would actually just start making up crazy stuff.
Is he weird?
His sense of humor would kick in.
Yeah. I haven't heard
So,
that much yet.
we'll get on that some other time. The wind's probably blowing in the microphone and messing this up. And I don't even know if I'm going to share it, but I might. So this is the territory. Hidden between the mountains is what we call Base Mountain. And then what we call Chimney Top. Between there sets the Wells property. A very historical area all the way down through there. From bison to Cherokee, settlers. Important piece of area that his mama ended up having. And that's where I was. That first week after summer disappeared.
He said he's no longer working for the Wells.
This is Interstate 26, by the way, above my head. Shoots
Did he say that?
right off
Because
of
that's
11W, which goes to Rogersville, which is where
Yeah.
Don is right now.
we'll go over his posts again.
Straight through Bays Mountain, heading toward Asheville, North Carolina. Those are some of the original citizens up there. Flying. So looking at those hillsides, streams, steep embankments below the house property. Not a lot of traffic normally. That day, the police were stopping everyone and just asking them if they'd seen anything. So I had gave them my thoughts. There was a couple things around there that I'd noticed coming in, and so I just shared that.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Just my citizens' contribution.
yeah, that's here.
Who's flying? Hey, Bambi. Well,
It was actually a
is
beautiful
that what he's
area.
talking about? The gyrocopter?
So looking at all that, not really knowing what to think. It was time to head back.
Hi, Mom.
Started heading back east toward Kingsport. And you're in Hawkins County, but not for long. It turns back into Sullivan County.
Look with your eye.
Oh. Oh.
Part of Kingsport is in Sullivan and Hawkins, but obviously not that part
Okay,
through
getting
there.
poked in my eye.
Now where Don
Okay, you can
was working later is further west of Kingsport, where the houses are, Edinburgh. Absolutely gorgeous area, neighborhood, school right in the middle of it. That's part of Kingsport.
Oh, you
That's
did?
still Sullivan.
Oh.
But then Hawkins on 11W heading west toward Rogersville.
Oh,
They own just a little part of that, and then it goes
Oh, yeah,
into
but if you can,
it's like a Mount Carmel, which is part of Kingsport right there. Very familiar with that. But then after that, heading slightly west into the Churchill,
Oh, my God.
and then down toward Rogersville, which takes a little while. And that's where Don is right now. So leaving Hawkins County back into Sullivan, heading back toward the east, headed down Reservoir,
Let's
which is
Give them
the
a
road that takes you to how you can go up on the
quick
mountain.
peek.
That's-
So far, so far.
Absolutely amazing park up there.
Sorry,
One pen is just full of wolves. It's amazing when they find a roadkill like a deer and toss it over the fence. Watching the order of the clan, who gets to eat first. But they've got a planetarium, one of the few in the nation. This is city owned too, this whole mountain. Planetarium is top notch, 4K. It's just astounding that they've had this. Miles of trails. The big reservoir, barge, raptors, birds, studies. They make all their own huge stuff like replicates of
Listening while you clean. All right, Bama.
space, stuff like space shuttles. Just incredible artistically. But that's what you're looking at right there. On the other side, we're looking west. That's where the road is, right on the other side of that. And you go down that direction. And if I could get high enough, you'd see
Usually when I get my foundation, it feels
the
good.
volcano. But I'm on the north side of Base Mountain, and which looks slightly different than the south side of Base Mountain. And that was day one. Going out to sea, trying to get a feel for what happened, trying to get a feel for the area.
He has to, Anita.
Not really having a
I'm
whole
pretty
lot to
sure he
think,
likes to
just
listen to
soaking
himself.
it up.
Yeah, just talking about the clan is everyday normal and has anything to do with Summer's disappearance, right? I mean, weird. Again, that's not even the church that Summer loves so much, right? So that's weird too, that the memorial's at a whole different church. Nikki Two Poles. Makeovers with Mullen. How he ended up at Ben Hill Road. Oh, okay.
Oh, I think you have to pick the next video.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, we're on video 2. This one's shorter. All right, we are sharing. Yes, yes, yes. That on. We're still going to keep them. Okay, 1.2. All right, we're good to go. Here we go. Video 2. We're doing it, people. We're on video 2. Only like 10 more to go.
This is what's called Netherland End. One of the first places that was built in this area that really is loaded with some history.
Who
As
did?
in
I think they meant
Daniel
him.
Boone.
Oh, yeah, they mean him.
1775
They
plus.
definitely mean him.
Here's the end done in 1818. I think we had 3 different United States presidents come here.
People call me Cassie. I don't care.
Yeah.
You're good.
Bambi, Cassidy,
When did I
Cassie,
first
Jules,
meet the family?
Courtney.
Yeah.
I'd read a lot. I can't remember if I was listening to the YouTubians yet,
YouTubians.
but I was photographing what's called the Fun Fest. We have a whole week in this area called Fun Fest. They do everything. Tens of thousands and thousands and
No, wait,
thousands
can you
come.
pause it for a minute?
Very nice.
Thank you. Right off the bat. Am I getting it twisted, or didn't he actually once upon a time say he was listening to us YouTubians while cutting trees?
Mm-hmm.
So he was listening to us YouTubians, right? Because that's how he heard about the summer thing. He was listening to the YouTubians, he was cutting trees, and yeah, just like everyone else was planting flowers. YouTubians, yeah, that's a new one. We got to get a shirt. Making merch, Tim. Fuck that. I'm making the merch, Tim. YouTubians. Okay.
Want me to play it?
Yes, please. Thank you.
And one event of the many that week is a fun parade downtown. Just fun. Everything fun.
So this
Everything
made
happy.
me look snatched.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
not had
Okay.
much going on because of the
Stitching.
pandemic.
Did you just beat my face?
No.
Oh,
That's what they call it.
that's what they call
And so
it.
everybody was pretty happy to be together. That's the back of the Netherland End with the Holston River.
Where he picks his
Very famous river also.
pumpkins. This
Matter
dude
of
just
fact,
creeps
if you
me
wanted to
out.
go west, you
Yeah,
had to do
he's a
it from right here.
YouTubian creep
Came
liar.
from the east. You had to come right here. Somehow get a flatboat.
Yes, stitching.
And you could go from here all the way to New Orleans.
I don't know,
First
Rosie.
stop, like Knoxville, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. Matter of fact, if I recall, it was 1,000 miles from here to Nashville on water. However, by car it's about 280.
I'll just use it. Share it.
Phone ran out.
Like share.
Switching to video.
Thank you, Sharon.
It was I think it's 1,000 miles to Nashville by water. You can drive it in about
Get over
280
it.
miles.
Rah!
So I hadn't met the family at all. Didn't know them. Never met them. Never saw them. Could have. Who knows? Living in this area. Maybe I had seen them before somewhere. Or might have even photographed them somewhere. Candace with the children. One of the events,
Oh,
different places like this.
Anita says, hold on one second. Anita says, ChER, what kind of tea am I supposed to get you from Mexico? Son and my brother pick up stuff from Mexico. We love our tea. Yeah, they grew up loving tea too. Canadian thing, maybe, I don't know. Hi, Danita. Any tea. We like any kind of tea. We will try any tea. We will make it into a video where any tea, we're gonna anything people send, we're all gonna try it together and we're gonna start recording it, and it's gonna be on our new family channel. So that's really fun stuff too. But we like our favorite, I think all three of us really love chai.
Yeah.
Like chai flavors and
all
Indian flavors, kind of. But we'll try any kind of snacks or tea or anything that you guys send. We like trying weird shit too. And yeah, that's very sweet, Anita. Thank you. We'll try whatever you choose for us, and we will make it into content that you will hopefully enjoy watching us. Can you play it again, hon? Yeah, thank you. And that sounds awesome. Okay, good. Hi, everyone coming in.
All these historical areas.
Jenna was already in
here.
Okay.
So I'm at the Fun Fest parade, standing in the middle of the street.
Could be Angie.
Photographing everybody. Everybody's happy. Nobody cares if you take their picture, which is rare these days.
Good
Families,
question,
children.
Angie.
It's called Fun Fest.
Okay.
2021 July. Very happy atmosphere. Everyone's happy to be back out, enjoying themselves. And so I'm photographing.
For the tea.
Music, floats, candy flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And I turn around and I see somebody walking a banner. Two people.
Can you click on the thingy?
Go to take
In
a
the
shot, and I suddenly look
description,
and
my
read it,
email.
and it's the banner about Summer
I will
Wells.
get an email so I can reach you.
And
Okay, look in the description. I hear
I look and I think,
voices19
is
at
that the mother?
yahoo.com. Hey, Ange.
Is that actually the mother
I hear voices19 at yahoo.com. Hey,
carrying this
Thor. Hey,
banner
brother.
that lost her child in this parade?
And
It
our
wasn't bad
PO
that she was
box
in the
is
parade. It was
also
just
in the description.
with such an atmosphere.
I
It
do
was
believe.
totally unexpected. Totally unexpected to see this shattered mother carrying a banner. And I'll just have to leave it to others, my reaction. But it stunned me.
Thank you, Sharon.
I got a picture, but I just had to stop. I mean,
Rhodes, that's
to give her
been talked
respect. You
about a
had to.
little bit. Anything's
So,
possible.
I mean, you had to give respect. We'll just leave it at that. And as she walked by, I might have said something to her. Might have touched her on the shoulder. I don't remember. I just never been around such a huge moment in somebody's life. It was such a loss. And there was another lady walking with her who just smiled real big and I think said something pleasant. That turned out to be Robin. By the way, this is a cabin of Daniel Boone, the Daniel Boone. They managed to bring it here.
Rhodes. It's wild. I don't know.
This is how the settlers made them.
Tim Mullins, stop the lawyers I had. Okay.
Pack the cracks.
Remember, at the very beginning of me and Don talking, I had a team of attorneys. You know who stopped the attorneys? Because Don wanted them. Tim Mulla. Chia tea. Never heard of chia tea. But yeah, it doesn't make no sense why. Oh, chai tea. Yeah, chai tea. Sorry, chai tea is really good. Chia tea, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. it doesn't make sense, right? We can't make it make sense either.
This is all part of the Netherland End Park here in Kingsport.
Oh, it is beverages. I love that.
I've never
Oh
seen
yeah.
a moment like that. And as she walked by, all I could do is just stand in the middle of the street and stare at them.
What?
I mean, their backs were to me as they kept walking, and I was, it's like I went into a different zone. I said, Tim, man, you got to pull yourself up here. You got to pull yourself up. You got pictures to take. And I know people were looking at me like,
Awesome,
whoa, because the
Danita.
reaction was just so intense.
Thank you.
This was the mother. The girl, 5 years old, totally disappeared, gone.
Yeah,
Doesn't
we
matter
know,
what a
Tim.
person, what anybody thinks. The girl's gone, and the mother's walking a banner. You know, I'm sorry you wouldn't put yourself through that just to do it.
Can you pause it? He just said, doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you think. The girl's gone. And here her mom is walking a banner. And, you know, I'm sorry that you have to put yourself through this. What do you say? Because it doesn't even matter. Can you rewind that video about 20 seconds for me? Yeah. And then play it again.
Anymore.
Play. No, that's fine.
The girl, 5 years old, totally disappeared, gone. It doesn't matter what a person, what anybody thinks. The girl's gone, and the mother's walking a banner.
One second.
You know, I'm sorry you wouldn't put yourself through that just to do it.
I'm sorry you had to put yourself through that just to do it. The girl's gone. Sorry you had to do that just to do it.
I don't know if it's
What the fuck
heart,
does that
I don't know
mean?
if it's guts. I don't know what you would call it. It's a mother without her child in the happiest parade of Kingsport.
Actually, that's
I mean, it's
actually really
happier than
fucked up for him
Christmas
to
or
say.
July 4th. It's Fun Fest.
Oh, he knows. Did you hear that? That's crazy.
So,
I never heard that
whip
before.
my camera back around and try to start taking pictures and grin and laugh and smile again at everybody. But it definitely struck. And by the way, that's where the axe would hit these old logs.
What?
Most of these are actual from the 1700s.
We're talking about an axe
They're
now?
axes,
Hey,
they're
little
guts.
Wang. Little Wang. Crimson Crime.
So there was something about this.
Infatuated
that,
with the property? Yes.
Made me want to get back and look at that picture.
That's what I heard, Matthew.
That was the first
That
time
is
I'd
what
ever
he
seen
said.
Candace. That I know of. I don't know if it's heart. I don't know if it's guts. Seen a moment like that. And as she walked by, all I could do is just stand in the middle of the street and stare at them. I mean, their backs were to me as they kept walking. And I was, it's like I went to a different zone. I said, Tim, man, you got to pull yourself up here. You got to pull yourself up. You got pictures to take. And I know people were looking at me like, whoa, because the reaction was just so intense. This was the mother. The girl, 5 years old, totally disappeared, gone. It doesn't matter what a person, what anybody thinks. The girl's gone, and the mother's walking a banner. You know, I'm sorry you wouldn't put yourself through that just to do it.
That's exactly what he says, Matthew. Sorry.
I don't know if it's heart. I don't know if it's guts. I don't know what you would call it. It's a mother without her child in the happiest parade of Kingsport. I mean, it's happier than Christmas or July 4th. It's Fun Fest.
Fun Fest.
So I whipped my camera back around and tried to start taking pictures and grin and laugh and smile again at everybody. But it definitely struck. And by the way, that's where the axe would hit these old logs. Most of these are actual from the 1700s. Their axes, their cuts. So there was something about this that made me want to get back and look at that picture. That was the first time I'd ever seen Candace that I know of.
Okay, I think you can do her
And,
eyeshadow. And then I'll do
There's the train tracks.
and then highlight on the inner eyes.
Somebody was crossing.
The first time I seen Candace that I know of. Fucking weird, right? Hi, Lisa. All right. Ooh, ooh,
see, like,
shiny. All
No, I
right,
can do
Courtney.
straighter here. I think because I can see straight ahead. So, like,
Mary, you did email me? Awesome. I am so sorry, girl. You keep getting just that man. But good to see you. You're gonna see us try and make some of your delicious stuff. Because you make some delicious looking stuff. You came from really a raid from Josh's? You see what can happen when people start putting their heads together. I like it. Yeah, I was actually in Josh's last night and he was pretty fucking nice to me. So it's good. Everyone starting to come together, really. Like, we're done with the bullshit. It's too long. It's way too long. It should never have happened. One day is too long, let alone going on 2 years. Too long. So it's good that we don't have to like everything about each other. We don't have to agree with everything that comes out of each other's mouths, but some of us could do real good getting our shit together. So it's good to see. I really like that. But Mary, thanks for being here. And yeah, I would love to have a conversation now that someone's not trying to force me to bother you and harass you further and tear you down and all of that. Oh, here comes the mister.
Hey.
This is the base so far.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Crossing the train tracks.
Okay. Hey, wandering.
So there went the mother. Walking down the street, watching all the families laugh and have fun with their children. Because Fun Fest is a family week. Everything geared for children and families. And there was a mother walking down through there without hers, carrying that banner. The banner now, I'll try to put it on there. The banner now is in the woods just below the house. That's all I thought at that time, is just seeing that mother.
That's right.
I had no intention of anything else. I didn't even know if I'd meet him again. I don't know if I knew they were having the prayer meetings. I don't think I did.
What? Yeah,
It was
he
just
did.
a one time, one moment.
I don't
event
think I did. Yes, he
that
did.
happened,
These videos are alibis.
as far as I know. So that's how I first met Candace. First met the whales, as far as I know that I'd ever seen them.
As far as he knows that he'd ever seen. Get the fuck out of here. Any color. I might have to change the video. So as far as he knows that he remembers, see, Tim's highly educated. Yeah. Fun Fest, walking a banner of your missing child. That's fun. Well, yeah, because I think Fun Fest is very much now, if I'm not, the SDA is very heavily involved in that Fun Fest stuff. So that did Tim get paid? He claims there was no payment. So we are going to have a hell of a time proving anything, right? But I mean, who dedicates this much time and energy and shit for actually like 100% free? Unless you're worried about covering your own ass too, then you would, right? Right? I mean, quite honestly, let's be real. Someone stole that banner, which makes me mad. Did they really? Yeah, that's fucked up. No matter if you like Don or Candace, stealing the banner with Summer's name and face on it is real messed up. So Tim is creepy. I can't honestly wait to have a conversation with Mary because I've been dying to ask her what she thinks about this puppet master stuff going on, you know? It's very clear to see that's what's going on.
It's a train station in Kingsport.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
This town
You
was made from
unplug
scratch,
it.
pretty much. About 1917
The
was
banner's
chartered.
gone. Okay.
Kingsport was
That
known as the
sucks.
model
That's not
city of
cool.
the South. The way it was built, it was a different kind of city government used. It was the layout.
There we go.
Everything about it was unique.
Right roads.
Actually, 2017 had its 100th anniversary.
Yep, it
This
was on
year
the
is
House
its
for the
200th
Drones. Yep.
anniversary. Figure that one out. In 5 years. It's had 2 charters. First one was in 1822. Then it all fell apart around the Civil War, and then restarted in 1917.
If anyone comes in here bothering Mary,
And they
you
laid
know what
the,
I'm talking about, who I'm talking about,
the whole
just
city
block
out.
them, please.
It's called the Model City. It has what's called Church Circle. Everything branches off from that. But this is a train station. It's pretty neat. Been up in that clock tower. Got one mechanism, runs all 4 clocks. This is about the 3rd piece of how I got on the Summer Wales journey. It was first was the paper, the second was the parade, and then later into the Fun Fest. There was lots and lots of things that different families can do, but one of them was what was called bread making.
Here we go
You
with
could
the
learn how
bread
to make
lady
bread.
Robin, who's a liar.
And it was going to be at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And so on that day, I'd done various things, but I went to that function. Then there was another big one about the same time, but I wanted to do that because bread making sounded unique for the news and for the city to have. And so
Bread making sounded
Seventh-day
unique
Adventist.
for the news.
Went inside.
That's what he's thinking as there's a
Start
missing child.
photographing.
That's what he's thinking. Seriously?
How do you
Like,
say it? Lo
what?
and behold, there was that other woman walking with Candace in the parade. And she
Okay,
introduced
squids, be
herself
safe.
as Robin. And that was really my second meeting. We talked just a little, talked about the parade.
You guys make sure to check out
Can't remember
Mary's cooking
really
channel, y'all.
much of what we
Good stuff
said.
over there.
But got a lot of footage. And I remember I was hungry. I commented, bad place to come when you're hungry bread making and you got to wait for them to make it and cook it. And I had to take off to go down to another function, some big outdoor shindig dance, wahoo. And if I remember right, I think maybe I'd left, maybe they'd offered, they said we could make a loaf if you would like one. And I may have given, I gave them my number. And so
Well, there we go.
while
See,
I'm at
alibi
the,
on how Robin got Tim's mullen.
shindig,
Or Tim's mullen.
and
Tim's phone
big
number.
outdoors
Sorry.
thing.
Hey, Valkyrie.
I did
This
get a
is
text that
alibi
said,
videos. That's what it
got
is.
some bread. Bread ready. We're getting ready to leave here. I can drop it off somewhere. And I thought, well, that's like kind beyond measure.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was actually Robin to text it.
Oh my God,
And,
not Robin.
thought,
Oh,
well,
Robin had your phone
Gosh,
number.
if they're going out of the way to make me a bread, I should at least go by and pick it up.
way.
So headed
Of
that way,
course, you should.
and got there just in the nick of time. They were just finishing up in the kitchen cleaning, and Robin, another lady, children, they had made a plate of this bread already buttered and warmed and cut, and he was like, oh yeah. So that little drive-in window like at the church, so I was outside. So they opened up the window, and I got
Not
to enjoy
buying it, Tim. Nope.
a little bread snack. And real nice people. They all seemed very nice there. Everybody I've met at that church seems very nice. And then they gave me my loaf of bread, and I headed on back, finished up what I was doing, and I mean, it was pretty late by then in the evening, and pretty well that ended the day with that nice treat. And that's how I met Robin the second time. I'd been in that church once before years ago. I went for something. They were having some interesting seminar or something.
Right.
And that was a long time ago. So this is the first time I'd been back up there.
Did he just say he's been at? He's definitely familiar with the Seventh-day Adventist Church, then, right? I'm rewinding that. Sorry.
And I headed on back, finished up what I was doing, and I mean, it was pretty late by then in the evening, and pretty well that ended the day with that nice treat. And that's how I met Robin the second time. I'd been in that church once before years ago. I went for something. They were having some interesting seminar or something. And that was a long time ago. So this is the first time I'd been back up there.
Is when summer goes missing?
Like I said,
so
everybody
you've
there was
been to
extremely
that
nice.
church before,
And
then stayed away
also,
for a
of
long
course,
time, and then went back around the time
So-
summer disappears.
when I forgot her name, I would just
Okay.
call her the bread lady. So for a long time, she was the bread lady, or not a long time.
Because Robin's hard to
Until I
remember.
finally remembered, oh, it's Robin, the bread lady. And very nice. And I don't think it was long right after that. I don't know,
Okay.
made some contact, something about the case. I can't remember exactly, but got to go up to the park. She was at the park with her family, so I got to go up and meet her husband and get to know him. Real nice people. He's nice. Solid guy. Very solid. And so that was not long.
Second time he met Robin was when he picked up the bread. It was still hot with butter on it, though, right? It don't take like that fucking long to make some bread. They were probably making like sourdough bread, which is a lot quicker, by the way. But well, it depends how you make it. But anyway, I don't know. It's weird. So the first time is when he went there, and they were like, "Oh, you want us to make you bread and we'll call you when it's done. Leave us your number." It just so happened that he left his number. Robin got his number. So again, alibi video. He wants us to believe that this is how he met Robin. This is how he whatever. But then he's saying weird shit. Go to Nana's page and read the letter Tim wrote for the walls. Yeah, I seen it. I will after this one.
After that, I can't remember the exact order of how those events happened, but it was good to meet him. And the bread was delicious. And Robin was friendly from day one and continues to be that way. Church is very nice. When I've seen other people, that's what it was. It was a church. They were having a church picnic. And I think there was like an invite or something like that, or if you want to come by or something, I can't remember. And I was in the area photographing and thought, oh, well, yeah, I should zoom by because I definitely wanted to meet her husband. And then that was just a little bit of time, just a little after the bread. Fun Fest was over at the end of that week. That was there in July. And that is
Summer went
around the
missing
time I
before
started
Fun Fest.
listening to,
YouTubians.
I think I came across the YouTube. It was the interview room I think that was the first thing I heard.
Stop saying you think. You know damn well.
I have my own thoughts on that, which I thought that was excellent at the time, until he came to a certain spot, and I could tell when he said what he said that it just was going to probably cause all sorts of bad stuff. And I wished he hadn't gone that way. But other than that, the interviews were both very good and very helpful to be able to see. Get to see Candace, get to hear, listen to her.
That's why Tim liked it. It did
people
make
were, like, shocked
people
with the
have
home, but they don't
sympathy
know
for
this
Candace.
area.
I fell for the
You can
shit
drive
for
down
a
Beach
minute.
Creek and see
for
all
a
sorts of
minute.
homes.
Mary, this
that
is
a
from.
lot of people may not like to keep their home.
This one was posted. It says 11 months ago. Does it say the date? February 23rd, 2022. So about a year ago, damn near. So premiered February 23rd, 2022. Don't know when he actually made it, but he posted it to his account then. He's got his stupid website right there, which is definitely to deter people from actually just contacting the TBI. That's why they even got it before the TBI. TBI should be the first contact list on there. You want to have a website, okay, whatever. I guess I can't say much about that, even though for whatever reason I find it very shady from this character. But yeah, it's definitely to deter people. A lot of people don't want to get mixed up in common law like that, especially, TBI or feds and stuff like that. So they'd rather go to, it's less scary going to a website, and then just like they go to YouTube, hey, I heard this or I saw this, right? And they're telling YouTubers instead of going directly to TBI or law enforcement, right? And I get it, I don't get it, whatever. To each their own. But to do something like this, it's to absolutely detour from just contacting the TBI. So I've hated it from day one. I'll wash it in the morning for her. So yeah, y'all know I've hated that from day one. No problem, Mary. Yeah.
I need to grab those oranges. Grab them. Can you scoot back for a second? Just grab.
On that way, but that wasn't really the point to me. When I saw it, it was like, that didn't bother me. However, I'll discuss that. I'll discuss that another time. I'll just put it this way. Sometimes somebody has a skill set that's not made to be used publicly. And when it's used publicly, its flaws show real fast of why it was never made to be a public skill set. It was always made to be a private skill set. But there's learning curves. Unfortunately, a lot of people got hurt in this certain learning curve.
What the
And
fuck?
It continues to resonate. So
weird. I don't get it.
It was the news. It was the parade.
Sure.
And it was making bread.
Making bread.
And meeting Robin. Meeting her family. Meeting her church family.
Thank you, Zena. Yes.
So these were the initial pieces that were slowly drawing me closer to this whole case and this situation. It had already touched my heart just watching the banner in the parade.
That touched your heart? That would break my heart. That touched your heart? All right. Okay, Tim. A learning curve. Yeah, that's weird. Him and the damn bread. And the clock. Like, it just keeps reminding me of, why can I not think of it? Back to the Future. I love it all. Name of it.
Because, I don't know, because it's glitter.
I think that video's over. His heart is all shriveled up and dried out, about 3 sizes too small. Yeah, but you guys, what he's saying is just very shady indeed. Part 4. Okay, let me do a quick check-in if it's okay. Anybody 222 in the chat, you know the numbers, angel numbers. Okay. Anybody learn anything in the first 3 videos other than Tim is real weird and creepy? Did we learn anything about anything? I mean, he says some fucked up shit, right? So it's possible that he knew the Wells before taking pictures of them. Remember, in one of the videos, he says he may have photographed Candace with her kids before. Remember? I don't know what video that comes up in, but that happens. And also, he, what did he say? I don't know. I don't like how he said the thing about her walking the sign and whatever. I'm sorry. I just don't. To each their own on whatever they feel about that. But I didn't like what he said. I can't open my eyes. Okay. You remember that? Oh, let me make sure. We'll keep it sped up 1 notch. Yep. And closed caption on for extra comedic relief.
I like this place. It's her 50th anniversary.
50th anniversary.
Yeah, this is up near the area we were seeing on the other side on a different one of these. We're looking at Bays Mountain. That ridge in front of us, we were on the other side of that. We're now here. Okay, it's easier to talk. A lot of people up here today. I thought it would be emptier, but gorgeous day. So there's a whole lot more up here. It's packed actually, but it's so big, maybe we won't see a lot of people. You know, we went from the news to the Fun Fest parade, meeting Candace in the banner.
There he goes talking about that again.
To photograph the making bread and met the other lady that was with Candace. And that turned out to be Robin. Touched on a few things there.
Did you?
One of the things we touched on was the next step of what
open your eyes
I had
so I can make sure it doesn't look weird.
Come across in this journey of Summer Wells. Somehow, and I do not remember how, it might have just popped up on a Google search. And that was the YouTubers and the various different quote shows. But the first one was somewhere in there was Chris. I can't remember now who was first, who I heard first. If I just heard one of the others, or if I heard Mr. McDonough, because it was somewhere during this time frame of YouTubings, and then hearing I think Don say that people told him to just get quiet, not say anything, stay off YouTube, basically lock yourself in your room and be quiet. And I remember thinking then that they'd go insane not having some way to communicate. And way in the back of my mind was the thought of a website where they could just put whatever they wanted to put, anything that came to mind, any picture, anything, just to have a place to release their thoughts. during such a horrible, traumatic thing. And so somewhere in there, that idea first started trickling a little bit. But I do know I was working in the woods. We had a lot of trees cut down because the little bug that came and killed all the ash trees. And this area's been saturated, thousands. And I think we took down 10 in that one spot. So I'm cutting wood, listening to the YouTubians. And it was very, 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 very quickly apparent to me of how Don was being utilized.
Utilized. Hold up. Don was being utilized. Shut the F up, Mullen.
And I guess I will discuss.
Don was being utilized because I'll tell you what, it was hell for 11 months straight. Hey, Trulia, hey, boo, 11 months until he went to jail 24/7 damn near. From the moment I woke up to the moment I fell asleep, it was Don. It was all about Don. That's what CHER was doing, dealing with Don. Dealing with Candace, sometimes with Grandis would call me up and want me to bitch people out like, oh yeah, cock Grandis and lies too. Like everybody's lying for everybody. It's real effed up. Okay? So he utilized Don Wells. Get the hell out of here. More like everyone planned to utilize the YouTubians is what it's been. I said from day one. And we got suspects like Jody Sue even saying she was watching certain people. YouTube was picked because they didn't want this to go high profile. Tim says it probably in this video. Do you remember that? You remember hearing him say that? YouTube and social media was a smaller fire to put out the flames than going high scale, high media, because they could have been way more high profile than they are. But Tim Mullen has stopped that. Remember at the beginning, I kept saying somebody who Don kept saying was his attorney or whatever. There was people stopping Don and Candace from doing, like, now they're begging for a lawyer now. I had that pro bono. I had that pro bono. People were willing to take it then. No real good defense attorney is going to touch Don and Candace now with a 10 fucking foot pole because they've done too much of this. There's no saving them anymore. I'm sorry. They done shit all over that. And it sounds like it's going to have to be an attorney that's independent that Tim Mullen, the puppet master, the upper, approves of. Get out of here.
Chris McDonough's because
Free
that
the
was
wells, Tim Mullen.
key.
Free the wells.
two key interviews there
Don't open it for a minute, okay?
that started out with such potential. But they also influenced me.
Sometimes this stuff.
Candace
'Cause I
don't like
saw
your
better
ass.
what this family
Grandis
was
don't
up
like your
against.
ass.
I knew mainline media, and it didn't take long listening to the YouTube people that, I mean, they were very inexperienced and were not aware of what their little bit of influence and power could do to human beings.
I think he's low-key
But I
talking
also
shit
knew
about
that the
me.
mainline media would make the YouTubers look like, you know, well, let's just say the main line was a forest.
Glitter.
The YouTubers were a little stick.
See?
And
Okay, let me do.
Listen, what
I
he's
saw what they were doing, and I thought, man, the main media would kill them. Absolutely kill Don and them, because it is the entertainment industry. Okay, it really is. And that doesn't mean that all mainline news people are bad. It
Yep.
just means the
And
system's built as an entertainment system.
honestly, I think Don wanted it. I could literally tell. I didn't know who it was at that time, but I knew there was somebody stopping them from making what they should have, the decisions they should have made from the get-go. And the people telling them to stay off YouTube, I was actually one of those people telling them to stay off of YouTube and keep their circle small. He has a new post on the Find Summer Wells page to find them a lawyer. Yep, I know. Yep, I know. And that's hilarious to me. Let's find that real quick. We could use a Mullen break, right? Let's quick find that. Where can I find that quickly, anyone, without going to the website? Because I'm not going on that website. That website is to get to know everybody's information and private information and shit. You can't trust the Tim Mullen media website. There's no way in hell. You remember that? Yeah. Same time he kept trying to get me to bash and harass me. Call my sister Mary. Call my dad. Call blah, blah, blah. Call these people and harass them for me. Like the motive of them even being online from day one was never about Summer. It was always for them. Remember, I was telling them we studied the whatchamacallit. It's on Netflix. It's like 3 different cases. It's what's it called? Trial by media. And it basically is high profile cases like Michael Peterson, the staircase murders, right? Some people say stay off of media, save yourself. Some people use media like the Trojan horse and think, well, you know what? People would think that if I am guilty, then I would shut the fuck up, right? No way would I go all over the YouTubes and stuff. Some people do. The trial by media. They will use media to try to make themselves look more innocent. And it works for some. It really does. Because why? It does tamper the jury. It does. I mean, there's no denying that. It does. It can. It has. Smiley shared it. Okay, we're gonna
Let's try it.
once Smiley Stories World. 1 second, sorry. Did she put it on her community? Yep. Okay, here we go. Am I sharing? Yeah, this is laughable to me. Lawyer needed. I am looking for a professional lawyer I can recommend to the Wells. I'm requesting this on my own, not as a family spokesperson. The lawyer must be skilled in defamation cases, blackmail, false representation, privacy issues, be the official lawyer for the Wells for working with DCS, private matters, likewise represent the Wells for ongoing Summer Wells case. Naturally, pro bono publicio is a dream worth dreaming for such a national high-profile case. It's not. Tim Mullen stopped it from being a national high-profile case. He stopped it. He just admitted he stopped that. It was too big a fire for him to put out. But reality may require otherwise. Yeah, it's going to require otherwise because now they've done this for 20 months, Tim. No good defense attorneys, like I'm saying. Unless you find another scuzzy SDA person that's got his degree in this, no one I know is going to touch him with a 10-foot pole. I had them willing to be pro bono. Hey, there's no money in this right now, but I'm willing to use my platform to help them raise the funds because even no matter what I think, and Don knew this, exact words to Don, I don't care if you're innocent, guilty, Don. What's fair is fair, and I don't believe in wrongful charges. Do not take charges for your wife, and vice versa. Make sure you have attorneys so you get a fair fight. Even though, yes, from the beginning, Josh, I did all the way from the beginning, always know. I did what I did, hoping some people would see that, no, I wasn't buying his bullshit. I just wanted to get a little bit deeper and had to play his games to build the trust, which people get now. They see that now. But no, I never believed him. There's certain times where it's like, okay, I do believe some things he's saying, but in the end, no, lock them both the hell up. Pro bono lawyers could have had that. Tim Mullen stopped that. 100% facts on my grave. Don't know what to tell you. Like, Tim Mullen fucked that up 20 months ago. I had attorneys that were, and then Don said, oh, they were too far. And who I know now to be Tim Mullen told him he didn't need the attorneys that I picked out, that it was the wrong kind of attorneys. It was literally a team of multiple different attorneys, media attorneys, defamation attorneys, all of this. Tim Mullen stopped it. Period. That's the truth. That's the truth. So, too damn bad, Mullen. And who's going to be paying the attorney? The church? Because they don't have money. He can't work, remember? So who's paying the attorney fees? Tim Mullen? Robin? The Seventh-day Adventist? Who? Oh, we don't. Oh, Candace.
Kind of a hack computer. Well, let's just say the main line was a forest. The YouTubers were a little stick. And
Didn't matter. They
what
drove.
they were
They
doing,
were
and I
went
thought
to
the
drive
main
to meet
video would
Don. They
show
stood. They stood the
absolutely
attorneys
kill
up.
Don and them,
They were willing
because
to
it is the
do the
entertainment industry.
driving.
Okay,
They were willing to take it
it
on,
really is.
knowing that
And that doesn't mean
then
that
at
all
the beginning
mainline
there
news
was
people
no
are bad.
money in it.
It just means the system's built
Okay.
as an entertainment
Sorry.
system
I'm ready.
based on advertising. And here comes a call. It's Candace. Well, that was interesting. It was not her. It was some kind of a hack computer, who knows what, using her number. But we're used to those sorts of
Right,
things.
Mary? Could have had it all. Went with Tim's crap.
I think I was talking
Which
about
means
some of
somebody
these
had
videos
something
just
to
are
hide.
absolute, brilliant entertainment feasts as I talk. But it's a little too crowded up here, so it's slowed me down. We were discussing Mr. McDonough. Public figure, gets to be spoken about publicly, though politely. I have nothing against the man. He's probably a great guy. My personal opinion, though, is this, and I think I said it the other day, and that is that people who have skill sets that were made for private conference rooms at police stations, that's kind of where those skill sets are made for. So there you can say your own thoughts, your own opinions, and it's okay, because that's what you have to do in a case. You got to discuss every angle, every little nudge, every little intuition, every the experience of all your rodeos that you've been in. However, when you bring that skill set out into the public arena and start saying those things, it is brutal, because to you, you're just giving an opinion, but your viewers are like sheep, and many of them are like wolves, and they hear what you just said, and it's like a napalm bomb. You can look that up, and they said it wrong. Vietnam. And that's what happens. Your skill set suddenly is absolutely out of place.
Can't even open my
and wreaks
eyes.
havoc, like any skill set will do when it's out of place, but especially when you take a behind-the-scenes quiet conference room,
Yeah, you can kind of
case investigators, doesn't matter. I mean, they're 40, 50 years of experience. It's awesome in its right place. It wasn't made for public. It wasn't made for YouTube. Now, that doesn't mean you can't talk about a case and a situation. It's just you can't start dishing out rumor, imagination, instinct, intuitions.
It's like gone, but true.
And that's what went crooked with Mr. McDonough, and he did it.
Private. That's what I hear about Prairie. She's
spotted
spending
it
her
immediately. He
401k
was doing
to
great on his
fix up the
interviews
house.
until
Wild.
he asked about the shed. And it's
Or
like he
are
was
they
offended
taking some of the money that the
because
church
Candace
got
wouldn't let him go to the
for
shed.
their expansion
And
the
I saw right
church
then, I said, the
and
man is
putting it
stepped out
into
of
the Wells' house?
just an interviewer, and he's in
Is that
he's in
how
his
they're getting
investigators
their
investigation
$50,000 payment?
investigators skill set.
Remember
That's
the church
only
is
for an
getting
investigator
upgraded
that's
and dug
actually on the
out an
case,
extension on it and everything.
not
Are they using that?
on a guest at someone's house. For him to get upset not getting to see that shed would be like me going to visit someone and then immediately saying, I want to go upstairs and look in your closet. I want to see what's in your closet. I mean, that is rude maximum. Now, I don't know if he meant that. I just think he tipped over back into his, amazing skills, but in the wrong place. And the second he did that, he ignited the question mark. But this question mark is full of gasoline. And so now everybody listening suspects. I mean, who really cares? I'm going to be straight. Who cares if Don was in that shed or not? It's his house. He has a perfect right not to talk to some stranger if he doesn't want to. That's not devious or horrible. So it was way out of line. And there's where it collapsed. Unfortunately, it couldn't be repaired. And unfortunately, instead of just letting it drift by or him coming on saying, hey, I shouldn't have done that, he fed it. in this analysis, and it began to grow, and then it was unfixable. It immediately made everybody guilty, you know, devious and secret, and everybody having to use their cliches, and you know.
Not the cliches.
But I'll say another thing. Who cares if I say it? But I'll
Yes,
say-
yeah.
Speaking of cliche lines, another point. If I remember correctly, in one of those interviews, I heard Mr. McDonough begin to express about how his child, maybe a daughter, I don't know. I think he said he was in the house and he saw a van or something pull up, and they were basically, or some vehicle to try to kidnap his own daughter. And he ran out like a man would do.
Did that? I didn't hear
cook the
Chris
guy's
McDonough
goose
say
fast.
that before. That's
The guy got
horrible.
away.
I never heard that. Wow.
And from then on, if I remember right, I think he said that was, you know, that was an inspiration for him and what his career would be. That was one of those moments in life that happens that triggers, you know, your destiny per se. It gives the inspiration for what will be there, and the skill set you choose to perfect and utilize to help people. And I heard him tell that, and by that point, he was already biting Don Wells pretty hard. And I have to pause just a moment, please.
Can you try and look up?
Okay,
Not so much, just like that.
I'll pause when there's some people. Well, the fire was already done, and Mr. McDonough was already pretty well against Don.
That's what I just said. Hey, looks good. Looks very big. There.
My first thought, this was my first quick thought. I'll just get to it. For some reason, Don represented that man that tried to steal Mr. McDonough's child, which is totally understandable.
No. Okay, I'm not a McDonough
I think
fan. We
I'm
know
on.
that. That I don't buy though.
However that
real.
works in the mind of a
That I
man
don't buy.
who's been through a traumatic thing himself.
No, Tim.
But when others started
stop
calling
that.
in and telling their stories, he was too quick to believe every word they said and too quick to negate anything that Don Wells said. And it wasn't balanced at all. You know, investigator, everything's on equal terms. You don't just yield to somebody who just suddenly calls in and says, yeah, he did this. I know there was a bunch of, you know, history and rodeos and all that kind of stuff, but still, unless you're an investigator on a job, you don't turn the public loose on somebody for a lynching.
What does it say?
That's extremely unprofessional and dangerous, just humanly speaking, because Mr. McDonough really has no clue really what's going on in Don's life.
What's
The
it?
glitchy shoes started as a classroom art that goes hand
Perfect,
in
can you
hand
look
with the missing
straight?
kid drills in 7th grade search. I emailed you to see if you want to do a panel.
Oh.
So they emailed if you want to do a panel with them. Didn't hear back.
Oh.
Do you want me to leave it up or?
Yeah. Let me see it.
Well, your phone's broken. Okay. I think it's.
What does it say?
It's on the screen.
Oh, the glitchy shoe. Oh, Valkyrie. Okay, I'll email you. Sorry. Yeah, my phone's been broken, so I've been checking the email on the computer. Okay. All right, can you play it? Play the video.
Life. He's got some instincts. He's got some stuff, but you can't judge a man on a couple stories. You got to have all the stories, and there's plenty there that he doesn't know about Don's life, things that happened to Don, all that. So there's many factors that make someone behave or say certain things, or on it goes. And the other thing about that is you're exposing not just the man when you're biased. It's family. It's family history. It's our family that's really nice. It doesn't want all this blasted out when it's not the real law enforcement doing it. when there's not a case yet, when there's not a suspect arrested or anything. And that doesn't even count that he has, I'm going with it that Summer's alive.
Okay.
He'll have 4 teenagers, Don will, 3 boys and 1 girl, who are all going to be trying to figure out what
Okay, we'll pause
all
this.
this was about.
All right, y'all. They did it. This is what we're working with.
Look close to your makeup.
Cute. It's very high school of me. Okay, Valkyrie, I will. These eyelashes are heavy. I look like anime. Now, do we look like sisters or like mother and daughter? Because everyone thinks we're sisters when we're in public. I look like ChER. Oh, shit. Thanks, Mary. I know. I love purple hair. I'm going to need this in like human hair because this is like the dream right here. This is pretty.
Yes.
Good job, girls. Mark, can you come here? Thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah, they did a good job. They're super. They are. I wish you guys lived closer. We would raffle off a makeover for one of y'all. Sisters, totally. I do backstage makeup. I used to do makeup for a lot of like Broadway plays and stuff. Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, The Sound of Music. I used to love doing makeup. They did do great. I look like ChER? I think you're the second person to say that. Oh, here comes the mister.
Holy crap. I didn't even recognize you.
Trophy wife.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, put your head in here. That's a wig, baby. You
I
just
know
touched
it's a
my
wig.
wig.
I didn't think your suddenly sprouted hair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, they are pretty.
Thank you.
Guilty knowledge with Tim Mullen? Yeah, 100%. I don't understand people that don't see that and think I'm a bully to Tim Mullen. There's no way. No, there's no way.
Their self, or not become vindictive vendettas, whatever V word, on getting even with the people that
You
treated their
bummer.
family so rotten and caused them so
Making
much
it up.
heartache, especially if it turns out that it has nothing to do
Robin.
with Don and Candace, this
Like
case.
deep set eyes like ChER, yeah. Tim is in deep.
Wolf is still snacking.
I really think Tim does.
Do you want this?
What is this?
If they really are
Oh,
innocent
lip gloss too. Okay, hold
Oh
on.
yeah, I was gonna do your lips.
of this
Do my
case.
lips. Okay, do my lips. We're not done yet.
You know, SA is the big thing to say. Say. You know, it's
Did you look in the mirror at your makeup?
speculation, total speculation.
There's
Just fine
Jeffree
in the
Star.
privacy of an investigator's office and consultation rooms and conference rooms, and but absolutely
Get on.
out of its place
Seriously?
It's
on social media,
it's straight.
on YouTube.
Dawn's quiet. Well, Candace was
And,
talkative
not just saying it, I've
last
seen it
night,
in
I
others.
guess.
I totally respect these men. I
Ooh, I'm
respect
gonna
law
get
enforcement
some
maximum.
lips now. Yep,
Totally
Miranda, you
respect.
called it. Lip,
But I have seen others,
lippy lips.
and
I
that
never do lipstick.
that emotional aspect that they never had to tame in a
Look, I was
conference room.
cringe.
Hardly.
Hold up.
Uh,
So that's David Dotson, and I did reach out to David Dotson. What's interesting is he was texting me. I don't know if he's messaged me back, so I'm just gonna zip it for now. But he was being he was talking with me. He was being nice. So I'll talk to him. I'd asked him, could he give me a little more substance to summer? And then kind of it went quiet at that point. But again, my phone's been not working for a whole 24 hours now. So it very well could be. Dawn was on the lab last night, was in the chat arguing with Josh. Yes, I was watching, and then I couldn't handle it no more because he was freaking out. And I saw Mary in there. And I was like, no, I'm done with this. I'm done. He's lying. I know he's lying, and I'm telling everyone he's lying. Dawn can go ahead and say that I'm a liar, but does he? Maybe he says that to other people, but in the end, just like last time, I didn't have your number. Why'd you block me? Done. I didn't block you. You blocked me. Someone else blocked you then from me so you couldn't contact me. Don't know why. Probably because you love to talk to me and they're afraid you're going to slip up or something. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was in the chat too. I was like, oh, I'll sub him and I'll take part. But yeah, I actually was watching Josh for a little while since they came back on the YouTube streets, because Josh is one of few that isn't crawling upside his butthole to get information. People are done with that. People think I did that. I don't really think I did that, because if people were to look back and see our private conversations, I always told Dawn, like, stop it. Tell the truth. It is time for a real confession now. This is it, Dawn. Like, stop it. Like, or your wife knows more, Dawn. Like, what are you doing? Stop lying. So I don't consider myself a Dawn Wells ass kisser. So it was always weird he wanted to talk to us, because I wasn't kissing his butt. I was telling him when shit was wrong. I was telling him when you look like you're fucking lying. You're a liar. Your wife's lying. Like, that's why Candace hated me so much. She knew because I'm very vocal about it.
Okay. Do you want this on first or after?
After.
They don't have it online. And it's unfortunately, when it's exposed, it's huge damage to other people, and it inspires those of lesser caliber or experience. It feeds their
Don't move your mouth.
I can't help it. He's
Feeds their
climbing
dopamine
over the
fix.
chair in the background.
because most of the reason people like this stuff is because it does give a fix. It gives a emotional dopamine fix, which is a thrill, which is addicting. It's addictive. That's why crime stories are so exciting. It gives a fix in a boring world or a crazy world. And it's like anything that inspires dopamine, it can become addictive. And when you have somebody of the experience and caliber as Mr. McDonough suddenly become gossip and rumors and thoughts of imagination, and he'll destroy one man with words, but he'll believe a woman who comes up with, and I should rephrase that, not believe, but allow a woman that comes up with outright horrendous imaginations of how Summer was daily being abused in a shed, and he won't put a stop to it, but just allows it to be said, acting as if he's just the interviewer, but not stopping it. No conception of what that does to families. When you're living in hell every night because you don't know what's happening to your daughter, and you've got to hear stuff like that, and people are believing it, and then the sun sets, and then you start thinking, what if that's what's happening to her? When there's no proof, no vindication, just total crazy rumor. The guy that lets it be played and doesn't stop it, he's responsible. And so yes, I hold Mr. McDonough completely responsible for some horrendous things that were done, horrendous things that hurt people. And it's not really fixable. I mean, he could fix it himself with apologies. Bad learning curve. Hope it's a learning curve. Hope he's realized, oops. But you don't do that. You don't allow insane imaginations. Not that the person's insane, but the imagination that goes so crazy that it comes up with a story that, every day the daughter can be dropped off in a shed for men to have her, and like nobody knows it. Boys don't know it. Nobody knows it. It just gets insane. But it feeds those who can't control their emotions, who also have the power of YouTube if they want to use it. And before you know it, you've got guys threatening his life. We all know about all that. I mean, you have people twice in the same few sentences say they want to pull their 9mm and put it to his head. Who's guilty? Who's guilty? And I'm not saying Mr. McDonough is guilty for that, But I'm saying once it's ignited by someone of a professional status, you know, us rookies, especially those who suddenly have a little influence using a YouTube channel, they start inspiring the, excuse me, but those of mental deficiency, whoever they are. And I'm not saying the one with the 9mm was, I'm saying anybody, it inspires those kind of emotions in people. And it wreaks havoc.
Yeah, it's British.
Absolutely havoc.
That's like
It's dangerous, it's horrible, and it causes more damage on more damage. And every time it would do it,
we're the ones who made the brown omelet.
yes, Don would get on to try to counter it. Because he's sitting there trying to keep his sanity and not think about his daughter being
I used to
abused,
wear
you know, in some other guy's shed.
Yeah.
And
Came from back.
it just spreads.
Oh,
And so then what do they do? Then they take what he says in his fits of response and
Too. There's nothing wrong.
then they use that against him. And,
Just where it came from.
and neither knows how to stop. They put their finger at Don all day long about him. But no, I'm sorry. They're on total equal ground because they couldn't stop either. They had to feed the entertainment like wolves. Gorgeous wolf. And I'm not saying they're wolves, but their behavior feeds that tendency of
Okay, put this on and maybe let's see it.
and it doesn't take much studies you can read on the pack mentality. It's like a mob.
why do this
No, it
up?
doesn't look
Spreads.
like
And
No,
YouTube is one of the worst
one. It's cute.
because the restraint factors
Not
aren't in
one.
place fully yet. Most of YouTube does is you know, say a few initials and maybe you can get by with something. They've got a few other restrictions, but there's not restrictions
Oh my god, yeah, that is
They've
looking
done.
like high school.
of a much higher caliber. And I think we should all totally
He is terrible. All right, final look, y'all.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, wow, that is long, Courtney.
What? Yeah, just wipe like the edges. It's not a lot. It's just the lighting.
Okay.
Just the insides that
I'm
are
just not
clear.
used to like lip stuff.
Okay. It looks cute.
It does. All right, let's straighten the wig up.
Straighten. Leave it curly.
No, I
You
mean
meant
like yeah.
Not curly.
No. Is the coyotes I don't like. It's the coyotes. The wolves, yeah. Oh, is that I didn't like when he was walking around that either because I'm like some back then of the locals, if I go back in my emails and find, they said that that's where they bring the roadkill, which makes sense to me. But I have always wondered in the back of my mind, I did actually Google it too because I wasn't quite sure how digestion worked in wolves and that. So I did look and a 5-year-old girl, small 5-year-old girl, small bones, they do.
Said you really look like me with the makeup.
Who?
You look like a lot like me with the makeup.
Oh,
It's true. My makeup is kind
Yeah.
of right
yeah. We the same.
now.
Tim is more sus than all the other characters. I agree with that, actually, outdoorsy. But thank you, Mary. My eyes are awesome. Thank you. Yeah, they did a good job. Too bad it's like, nighttime and we'll be going to bed soon. Thanks, Pauline. Don't believe in tearing Don and Candace down, but I do feel that they don't want answers. Yeah, but why? Why do they not want the answers? Why is he already talking like he knows summer's past? They all do. That birthday video was terrible.
agree on that. There should be no way that you can play somebody's private telephone call publicly on social media without their permission. That's a no-brainer. You can fight it all day long until it's you or me. No, that ain't free speech.
Whose is that?
Free speech is the phone call. In Tennessee, we're allowed, as long as one person agrees to it being recording, which could be me. Let's say I call you, then that's legal. You know, I
Right.
can do that.
Yeah. Like a
With
lot
one
of
person.
places.
I don't even have to tell you I'm doing it. But until social media came, that wasn't going to get blasted to the whole world. And phone calls are not the real person. We're talking to little machines when we're on the phone, and we'll say things, we'll respond in certain ways. We'll do lots of things that aren't the same as when we're in person. And
No.
Dawn,
Thank you. I feel
Dawn would
beautiful.
do the YouTube. And that's really where we're trying to hold it at right now, is the great interviews of Chris McDonough, except for the shed, which, you know, there's a Bible scripture, a little leaven, a little yeast.
They said you
Leaven's
need to
the whole
pursue
lump,
training and
sticks a little.
makeup.
Well, that's, the shed was the leaven. It destroyed the 2 wonderful loaves of bread.
Okay. Thank you. That's fun.
Those 2 interviews would have really been good. For Candace to welcome you into her home. That was a woman welcoming you into her home, into her life, into her yard. You were a guest. She didn't know. If I'd known her then, I would have said, don't. Because this guy might be
Chris
great,
McDonough went
but if
into
he
the
puts it out
house
there,
and
others will tear it apart.
see, okay, so Tim Mullen didn't like how Chris McDonough behaved at the Wells, whatever. But the other thing is he does like, so what he does like about Chris McDonough is that a lot of people after Chris McDonough did his interview felt differently about Candace. They went from completely bashing her and thinking she was guilty, but Chris McDonough kind of showed a softer side to Candace, if I'm being honest, and it made people feel different. She got a lot more support, and to be quite honest, it's exactly what Chris McDonough done for Candace is what I done for Donald. People when I had Don on was like, okay, I feel bad for bashing Donald. And you know, so Chris McDonough and I both actually not, well, me on purpose. I don't know if Chris McDonough's was on purpose. I'm not him, but I did on purpose try to make people just want to hear more and humanize them. That's what I do. If you guys watch me, that's something I do. But at the same time, I was testing Dawn because I thought it was weird that Dawn had to study how other people in other cases behaved. That really was weird to me as well. And I don't know how Tim can explain that away, or anyone, because that absolutely happened. And I can prove that happened. That happened. So what Chris McDonough liked, or sorry, what Tim Mullen liked about Chris McDonough and what he was hoping for from this, from Chris McDonough going there, was for everyone to see the softer side. That's what Tim Mullen liked. Everything else he doesn't like. And the reason he likes that is because that is helpful for Tim. That's what Tim wants to be doing for whatever reason. Why? Because I think he's into this like shit up past his eyeballs. It ain't even funny. Exactly, Robin.
People that don't understand the lifestyle of this area, people that don't understand why. They can see things with their eyes, but they don't understand why. And we'll always judge on our own convictions and blah, blah, blah. On it goes. I won't analyze that.
Blah, blah, blah. It's about summer, but blah, blah, blah.
So I saw that. And then I remember I'm out in the woods cutting wood usually on this stuff. I found myself starting to get angry when I started to listen to others that Don was calling into, because I saw what they were doing. Oh, it was so obvious. I didn't even know the man, but I saw it so clear. They were playing on his vulnerability. And since most would be women, they would essentially go into their mother mode and would just woo him right to him until he let down his guard. And he would try to open up and be honest.
I was fair with
whether
Don.
he was whiskey
I
or
gave him a
not.
fair chance, even though my gut didn't believe it.
It
My
was
heart
all
didn't
bogus
believe
and
it.
fake. And that
Right,
was
Robin.
just
Why do
so
they
clear.
need Tim Mullen if they're so great and so
So
innocent?
obvious and
Why
so
do they
clear.
need a Tim Mullen? A media manager. Like,
They were using him for entertainment.
one thing BJ had never done was ask for a media manager, whatever, or puppet master. Like, you guys see, like, oh, why are you sticking up? CHER just defends criminals. No, I don't, because what I witness and go through with Quentin Simon's loved ones is so far from the wells. It ain't even funny. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't even. It's. Mm-mm. It's weird.
And they just, everybody kept saying, we're doing this to help find Summer. Yeah. That'll be another topic.
Will it? Will it be another
They were using
topic that you can actually? We were
And it was
using
so
him.
clear. And unfortunately, quite a few of them just don't like law enforcement to start with. And that's what killed me too, because I have a huge respect for law enforcement. They're a billion miles past any of us and what they can do these days. The science is
Yes,
huge.
Lisa. Right.
Technology is huge. Their experience is huge.
Good, Robin. I'm glad.
Not rookies just asking questions, thinking they're going to find the answer. And that's not a bad word, rookies. It just means, good grief, put me on a ball field with a professional ball team, and yeah, I'm the rookie. Rookie. It's a office of inexperience, and there's no training for YouTube creators how to be a YouTube creator.
We don't need a training.
There's no
Because each
psychological
creator
training
gets to
on
be
how
themselves.
they can affect
And
people, sociological training on how they can affect people. It's just one big gigantic learning curve party. But these are humans. Humans are the toy of the party. And I'm not saying there's not sincerity, but it's sincerity of a rookie. They don't know what they're doing. They do not know the damage. They do not know how they're aggravating the situation.
yes, please do. Catch
Especially
all of the
somebody who's
lives.
battled anyway in their life. You know, you don't pound someone who's already has weaknesses, because you'll push them over the edge.
That's not what I was doing. I was being fair,
And
though.
you think you're doing a
You
service
stop
of some sort.
the
Maybe it's just to your audience. Maybe in your
attorneys.
mind you actually think you're helping, but you're not really listening, because law enforcement tells you you're not helping. So there's really no way to wiggle out of it. Those who know best are telling you.
This is Tim Mullen. He is the face of Don and Candace Wells, Summer Wells. He put himself in the forefront. He calls himself the Wells media manager, even though he's saying he's not, speaking for them. He is. He's absolutely the puppet master in the Summer Wells' case. That's who this man is.
You're damaging it. You're damaging
And
it.
then he is also a YouTubian, because he made a YouTube platform. So he's a YouTubian now too. See how that works? The puppet
and not only
master.
damaging the
100%.
but you're pushing people to
Perfectest way to
suicide.
describe it.
And then when people try to step in to help these people from losing their own life because of the attacks of unprofessional individuals, don't have to be professional, just experienced with humans and kindness, consideration.
What the fuck?
Not to mention, guilty until proven innocent.
The wizard behind the curtain. Guilty
Which
until
isn't
proven innocent.
what it says. Yes, you're innocent until proven guilty, but there's people who are the ones that do that proof. And they're good at it. And yeah, occasionally something good pops out
The
of social
YouTubian
media.
puppet master. Yes.
Investigators and YouTubers.
Yes. Yes,
That
Bo.
literally would be the needle in the
Yes.
haystack. Very rare. So it's entertainment. And that's the industry. YouTube entertainment industry. News is entertainment industry. Dr. Phil is entertainment industry. It's just how it works. I'm not saying that in a negative way. That's just how it all works. It's based on advertising and money. And that's just how it works. So
Is that
that's a
how it
reality.
works? Is that just how it works?
So, yes, Don especially was being used for entertainment purposes. Did it push him where he's at right now? Everybody will just have to decide that on their own.
No. 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 There's no
I know the
pushing
night of the
Don.
DUI, he was
No.
pushed. Like I
He
told one
embarrassing
investigator, I don't
Ridge,
put
yeah.
Jello on anything that Don decided to do on his own. You know, whether people knew about it or didn't know about it in his life during these many months. But I know the night of the DUI, he was pushed.
Oh, I know. You're not going to.
I knew it. Because I knew him by then and I saw.
Tim,
saw
you
the
better
setup.
shut up. You better shut up right now. All right, so we YouTubians push Don Wells to get drunk, hop in his car, take an open bottle of whiskey with him, drive drunk, get pulled over by a cop sitting there, and then Don Wells, well, I'm on a YouTube live. What should I do? Cop like, turn the shit off, buddy. You're going to jail for like 10 months. And he did. Right? And he came out, couldn't remember the lies he said for the 10 months prior to lock up. And it's just shitting on all over. Like, he can't remember what the fuck he said yesterday, let alone 10 months of jail. You can't make this shit up. Tim Mullen gonna push that. Oh, he was pushed. What? So we YouTubians from all different states put that bottle in his house. We poured that bottle down his throat. We dragged him to his car, put it in gear, said, go Don, go, drive, go buy your cigarettes, and live stream YouTube while you're doing it. Yeah, oh, okay, Tim. All right, cool.
And to them, it was
I'll be
entertainment.
the bad
and
guy.
ha-ha, and see, we kind of told you he was a no good guy. Yeah. I'm not sure the great judge will see it that way.
Buddies with the judge now, Tim? Is that why you're
Currently.
still walking free?
There's always room for forgiveness. And then
Yes,
things
Lisa.
can be washed away.
Oh, yeah.
But it hadn't happened yet. So yeah, I will say that. Putting nothing else aside, not trying to make Don anything, some kind of saint. He won't even do that to himself. He knows better than that. But I will say this. He was pushed that night. He was pushed. He was tricked and he was pushed. And it was a pattern that would happen.
Oh, it's a pattern. We all pushed him to do everything he did, right? I mean,
And let me make it clear.
all right.
I ain't putting Jello on any decision because he still made the decisions.
Cool. Don't
But the
put
question
Jello
is how
on
much
it.
of those decisions
Wouldn't
were
want him
made
to
because
wiggle and jiggle out of it
was
and
pushed.
take accountability for his own fucking behavior and actions. Part 4. He's dedicated a whole part to Chris McDonough. I thought it was supposed to be about helping the boys have something to look back on or something like that. Like, what? Exactly. How does whitewashing the Wells' true nature history actions help Summer's case, Tim? That is clearly Mullen's goal, but why? Right. Why? I only have one reason why, because he's more involved, possibly, allegedly, in my opinion. I don't know. He could be. Or because why? I don't know why. Why is he doing these things? Why is he taking the role that he's taken for free? And bitch about that he's doing it for free. Satan on YouTube machine. Watch out, Don. He can't even spell accountability. How can he take it? Let me see something here. right, there's the link for panel if you guys want to pop up for a little bit. Let's see, how many videos do we got left here? Okay, so we made it through video 4. Oh, that was the one about Chris McDubb. So we are halfway. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more, and they are the longest ones. Let's get through another one. And then tomorrow we'll do this. We got 1, 2, about 2 hours and 40 minutes that we can do tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, let's get through one more.
I think we got a little rain.
It is distracting.
Watching,
that could be the purpose of it too, though.
Good videos on
right?
how the Earth changed
Same.
during Noah's flood. Or if you don't believe in Noah's flood, it's the one in the Bible, the flood, which they all agree definitely happened. It's kind of tough getting up this cliff area, but well, here's good ones. You can see right there layers. Layer, 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 another. That was from water coming in like, they say this was on the ground. And it was like tidal waves, one after another at different times, and each would bring different silts and rocks and all.
I think he's like around 60 or around 60 or 65. Between 60 and 65, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
All sorts of stuff. And you can see, yeah, right there, real obvious.
That's the Weather Channel.
That's why
Hi, Hopeful.
I find fossils.
Thank you.
There's quite a few around here, but you'll find fossils way so high because the ground was then pushed up. When the continents began to separate, the ground was pushed up.
I hope you're right, Hopeful.
So it made these mountains, but you can still see the layers of where they were down low, and the water each brought each different thing with it. In this case, you can see there's that one, and then below it's one that looks more like what we call rock, and then below that one, let's see, down here a little lower, it's a little easier here. It's hard to, we've had a lot of rain, so everything's kind of slick for trying to climb. Well, this is a good one. I mean, you can see that very obvious line right there. I think there's one down here. Yeah, here we are lower. This is, yeah, there. This was very obvious. You can see the different layers of silt and everything that was dragged in when the waters came in.
What the hell
all through here.
does this have to do with
some things are very obvious. Kind of like YouTube and Don Wells. Very obvious what was happening.
Jesus.
Before I even knew the family, as I pointed out the other day, before I really met them.
Oh, before you really met them?
Candace in the parade. And I was listening, and there were quite a few of them, especially one specific woman that Don opened up to. But it was so obvious he was being manipulated.
That's me. He's talking about me.
But she, I found out sometime right in that area, I actually had proof that she already thought about him. So.
Yeah, because I never hid it from Don how I thought about him. Never hid it from Don. Don knew how I felt and why.
I guess the only word to use is deceitful.
My interviews were deceitful. Shut the fuck
Being
up.
Deceitful to try to get him.
He's talking about me 100% right now. And my interviews were not deceitful. If anything, my interviews were helpful to Don. That's what I got dragged for. How could you be a Don Wells sympathizer? I fucking helped Don. So don't go there with deceitful. And I never hid from Don how I felt. Don knew all along how I felt, why I felt it, but I still wanted him to get a fair shakedown. Had his attorneys picked out for him, a team of attorneys, not an attorney, attorneys. Pro bono, like he's begging for now. Fuck out of here, Tim.
The information from him.
Tim, you're a bitch.
Of course, usually it wasn't Dawn during the day. Sometimes he tried that, but it was
Right,
usually night.
Bama?
As they say, when hell, those hellish nights, when you don't know what's happened
The hellish nights you don't know what's
to your
happened
daughter
to
or
your
what's
daughter,
happening to her at that moment.
or what's happening to her.
So in that vulnerable state, you look for something solid and you think maybe YouTube can help.
Tim, hey
But
guys,
you quickly
they're a
find
rock.
out
They
it's
happen in nature.
unstable.
Pretty obvious.
It crashes on you.
Another rock. How did these get made? Wow.
But you're looking for some outlet, some little way you can express what's in you, somehow to get it out. That's all you can
Poor
do for your
Don.
daughter,
Poor Don. CHER's the bad guy.
because there's nothing else you
Always.
can do. You search all the time, 24/7, never ends for a parent with a missing child everywhere they go. So you reach out and you're on territory you know nothing about, and you have no idea how this is going to be used against you. And you don't know that you're being recorded.
No, he knew.
And every
No, he
little
knew.
word that comes out of your mouth
And I didn't record half the shit. Where's the 11 months
It's
of
gonna
video
come
calls
out
I
for
could have
public
recorded? I could add content
dissection.
for a year. Like, I didn't do any of that. Nice try, Tim. You're a liar, Tim, as
You can
usual,
see
Tim.
here how the natural
Yo, I lived on video
erosion of
calls 24/7 with Dawn and phone calls. What is the amount? Honestly, what you've seen very, very, very little of the Wells shit on my channel. I didn't record everything for the YouTubes. I recorded a lot more for TBI, but not for the YouTubes. Go back, look. I still haven't showed conversation for the 11 months straight from start to finish. I keep saying I will, but never did that yet. Right? So don't give me that bullshit. See, you see what he's doing right now is lies, lies, lies. And even people that don't like me have to say, like, I haven't. Or I'd have many, many video messages. I lived on video calls with this family for damn near 11 months, 24/7, morning to night. Open my eyes, wake up, hi, CHER. Oh, Dawn's already blowing me up until I fucking fall asleep. Literally, that's how it went for 11 months straight till he went to jail. Okay. So, and he wasn't looking for his daughter, which was a huge red flag, right? Don't give me this bullshit, Tim Mullen. Stop that right now.
what was laid in those floods. It naturally breaks into these squares. It almost looked like somebody built this.
This has everything in the world to do with Summer. Oh, her brothers will be glad
Of
to
course,
look
in
back
Don's
at
case,
this.
it's just he was, standing alone, trying the only thing he could try to do. It always feels like you got the weight of the world sitting on you. Nobody knows that feeling except those parents who've ever experienced.
He is so freaking annoying. This is how he's got Don Wells sounding. Oh no, that's not even it. Oh, I can't find it. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrows. Get over it, Tim.
That combination of a crushing fear and a crushing grief, crushing imagination.
Yes, High Priestess. Yes.
And you're always hoping to have hope.
For
Something
Garden's
will
Lord.
be said, trickle out of somebody. Some tip that gives you hope. It's just too big, too vast. The
Right.
whole time you don't know if your daughter's alive or dead. You don't know if she's being abused.
Exactly, movie star.
Of course, everybody thinks you know.
Hey, Trey. Oh, thank
I
you.
shouldn't say everybody. The topic is YouTube, so everybody many times fits.
Yes, Mary. So
But we should still say.
this, because I for a little bit in the past thought that this was where that marker was. Remember? Of course you remember. But this is somewhere. I thought it was weird where he's walking around here too. I believe it's is it Warrior's Path? Let's see. Wonder if he puts it in here. So this was, when was this uploaded? Summer Wells, part 5, Find Summer Wells. Premiered February 25th. I don't know where it is. Does it say? He might say it at the very, very beginning. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. No, it's not Warrior's Path. I thought it was the place in Utah. I don't think that was taken in Utah though. I think it's somewhere around. I'll have to look back. Yeah, it's in. Yeah, it's somewhere in the Tennessee area. I believe. Where were we?
I did have her number from the. Excuse me a second. Trying not to do that. Careful. I have to admit, it was one of the most dysfunctional things I'd ever heard. From the people questioning and using what he said to the whole situation.
Does it?
To everybody involved. To,
Hey, chicken lady.
especially this one crazy
Thank
guy
you.
that was on YouTube that was the wildest,
Hi, butterfly.
craziest, filthiest, most bizarre human being.
Bays Mountain. That's what I think it is.
But he kept my attention, I will say that. Well, at that point, whoa, careful. Excuse me a second. Trying not to do that. It was July 23rd that I sent Robin a text.
Hello, Mickey Robin. So he has definitely texted Mickey before too, right? So hello, Mickey Robin. I request your thoughts. I've been watching the Wells Facebooks. I'm praying and pondering making an official website that they can have their preferred statements and pictures on, and news stories if they have certain ones they like. Also, all photographs and video clips they want. Robin, this is such a fantastic idea. It does say Friday, July 23rd, 2021. He didn't share all of it for whatever purpose, but whatever.
Told her I was pondering this website idea.
Right.
Asked her what she thought. And if she
Yes,
thought,
she
you
is.
know, to
Hi,
ask the Wells
Mandy.
if it's something they would want.
Thank you. Welcome.
I didn't know Robin real well, very well at all. But I
Oh.
knew she was close to the family.
Did I miss something before that? Okay, so really, no money involved, no advertising purposes, no being a spy, no devious news stories, just a very important situation that needs some sort of organizing so proper information is given to the national audience. You are close to the family, so I need your sincere thoughts on doing it this way. This would be their official outlet to share their own information. Ponder, pray, talk with family if you can. I realize they are struggling, trusting people, and let me know your thoughts, ideas, counsels as you are able. I'm still undecided. Thank you, Mickey, Robin, Tim.
I did have her number from the bread.
Of course you did. The bread lady, of course.
Met her husband, family.
Oh, met her husband. Okay, so he does know
I think
Mickey.
even there was a outdoor Christian concert. I saw some of her pictures and
Okay, so hold on. Let me turn this off for a moment. Okay, so what I noticed is they've cropped out. We can't see what the date was. So when was this sent? We got times, right? But the date has been cropped out. Can I share that picture to Kingsport? Me, ... Robin, whatever. I will post it like this with your permission, Robin. Robin, absolutely love it. Thank you. Okay. Time, like the date is cropped out of there. I noticed that, but let's keep it going
she
here.
let me use them in the news, on the news site. So I sent the text because
Lil Wayne.
I really didn't want to do anything because everything seems so chaotic.
He's giving
and
us alibi
dysfunctional.
right now. It's all about
But I just kept
him
thinking
giving
these
an
people need
alibi.
help. At least this, you know, I could at least get them a site.
Is
then they-
what it's about. Need to fix your hubby dinner. Hope you hear from me soon. Have a good night, y'all. Absolutely, Mary. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sure dinner is delicious. And I will, it's getting a little late tonight. So when I wake up in the morning and grab my coffee, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to email you and we will plan a chit chat. And I'm fine doing it privately too. Or if you want to do a interview, if you want to do it live or pre-recorded, whatever. But yeah, I would love to. And we will make sure that there's no trashing you over here for sure. There's not. I actually blocked the Wells on my channel, so they'd have to make a troll account to even come in here. I told you guys, I'm done. I'm blocking. I'm done. You know.
They could put their pictures and their thoughts or video, or just whatever they wanted to do, just to have an outlet. They needed an outlet of their own, and they had nothing. All they had at that point was what was happening on YouTube.
They had tons of
They were still
outlets.
babes,
They
too.
could have made their own YouTube channel.
It's so different how you can do things, what helps and what doesn't help. Some things are solid. Some things are not so solid.
Jesus. Justice or comma,
So
whichever
that
one
day-
is yours. Yes.
She wrote back and
Thank you, Mary.
It's
Have
like,
a good
yeah,
rest of your evening.
I bought the domain name. I think it was July 23rd, 1921. Yeah, feels that way. 2021. FindSummerWells.com. But I still wasn't sure I was going to do the website, but domain names aren't that
100 grand. I'm so okay. So he's just showing that again for whatever reason. I don't know.
you usually get them for a year at a time. But I had the domain, FindSummerWells.com. I can't remember if Robin checked with Candace and got right back with me on a phone call. Let me know that way.
When he says he can't remember, he's being very deceitful. He remembers. He just wants to make sure he doesn't give too much away because he's a fucking deceitful person. He remembers. That's like, you know how people do that. Like that. It's not even smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like he remembers.
You sure it was a phone call?
Playing stupid is not something he's good at.
Got a Wix. WIX.com.
Hello, Robin. In working on website, you can see it evolve here. FindSummerWells.com. Tim. Again, no dates showing, Tim. This looks great.
I used to make websites just typing out the code on Notepad. But as time went by and things like Wix came along,
Yeah.
there's some layers. It's pretty slick up here. I gotta be careful.
Wix, by the way, isn't that a free website? I used to have one when I did my sugar gliders. I had a sugar glider website, so which I didn't pay for. Wix was free. You could have started a free website. Just saying.
Wix is great.
Yeah.
You can put them together quick, nice.
Yeah.
Pretty much wherever you want it, you can put it on Wix. It's easy. Add video,
No
everything.
problem,
So
Hinge.
they got millions of sites. That's why it struck me funny when that one person came up saying, the dark web. Because the dark web was Wix.com. And I don't use Wix for everything. I have some of my own, but everything I use is the same. It's a big companies, and I'm just one of the dots in the company. I want to get up here, but it is very slick. I got to be very careful. If I fall, we'll have the footage. Uh-oh, almost sounded like Jimmy. Jimmy, we'll have good footage of you falling down the cliff. Okay, there's some layers. The flood in Noah's time covered the world, but geologists can now figure out exactly.
So he's probably pretty skilled and quick at climbing up hills and shit. Asking for a friend.
Everything that happened with the computers and the geological records and everything they know now.
Thank you, Melissa. My daughters, Tim Mullens is just too boring on its own. So my daughters actually gave me a little makeup while we watched through the first couple videos. So not gonna lie, I'm dying to wash it off, but I'll get a cute pic after. And girls, I have to take it because my phone's freaking broken. But does Tim have footage prior to Wells? Not sure, Robin. Great question. I bet he does.
Get on YouTube sometime and look at it, like the Genesis Project or any of those. It's amazing.
Is Jimmy his alter ego?
About what happened in the flood. I believe it was
question.
Noah's flood, but with the ark, you can read about that in Genesis, in the Bible. Or if you don't believe in that, the flood still happened. The flood. The flood. The cave. So Wix.com is where we started doing it. I'm hearing that water. I'm going to go down to that water. That sounds nice. Please stand by. Ah, yeah. Nice. Go down through here. Maybe through here. Ah.
Release her.
So the website, started putting it up, Wix.com. Somewhere through there, I was contacted.
By the way, Dawn is not going to be happy. Dawn wanted me to always talk to Mary, but now he does not want me to talk to Mary. He's going to be very, very upset. Which, yeah, I think that's fucking hilarious. It's far beyond time for Summer to come home. They know. Somebody knows. Tim Mullen and Robin know. I'm convinced they know. Nobody's going to tell me any different. Candace definitely knows. Grandis, everyone knows. Everybody fucking knows. Everyone around there. Everyone. My opinion. Okay? My opinion. It's not facts. It's just how I feel.
In. Robin said,
Cover my ass.
I believe she said, Candace said, yeah, do it. And
Well, Candace
Robin
said,
could
yeah.
send me any of the pictures that Candace gave her. And
Okay.
so they started sending me stuff. So I start putting the site.
Candace said do it. Candace does not like Tim Mullen. Candace never wanted Tim Mullen in the picture. The day that they had court recently and Candace was freaking out, she did not want Tim Mullen anywhere near it.
Up as quick as I could. It still felt very strange because I didn't know these people. What's that?
Oh, I want to.
Wow.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, rewind it. Sorry. I hate rewinding him. Dawn and Candace are being extremely open about everything. Quite remarkable, I think. Tim Mullen, it's up. I've opened a matching Facebook page.
It still felt very strange because I didn't know these people. What's that?
Did it?
Wow.
Okay.
It must have been a meal
Hmm.
at some point. Makes sense. Or something. Have to look that up. Got the site basics up, and I think I might have even gone on a couple of the little Facebooks that we're talking about, Summer. We kind of generically put a little something.
Why
like,
is it remarkable if the kid's missing?
you know,
So what is this email? I've been following the Wells family on their website. Have you seen it? Find Summer Wells. Tim, I've been following the Wells on their website. Oh, because that's how he shared it out. Oh, okay, I get it. Get out of here.
I've been following the case or looking at pictures or something. Here's a family website. You know, I didn't say that I made it. I was just kind of tossing it out there to see what would happen.
Right, outdoorsy.
You know, how people would respond. Just get it out there. Mainly because having listened to the chaos and dysfunction on YouTube, I just thought it was important to get the basics out there so people, the general public, could find stuff and just kind of know what exactly is going on. I mean, this was now July 23rd. You know, there was some good Facebooks. There were some good YouTubes. There were a lot of bad YouTubes. There were pictures scattered here and there, flyers popping up. So it was basically one spot where everything could come together. Just like organizing your bedroom or your house or your kitchen. Those are the three main rooms usually in a house. And so that's really what the site was. So this is July 23rd. Give or take some, or add some days, 24, 25. And this had happened back in June. So it had been over a month now that all this had been going on, and still, they were looking for tips. They had no leads. Nobody was arrested. Dawn wasn't arrested. Candace wasn't arrested. Grandma wasn't. Whoop, she'll shoot me for saying that. Miss Candy, she wasn't arrested. So it seemed like the time to try to organize this a little better. And my one little contribution could very quietly and invisibly do the website, let the family put what they want on there. So information was clean.
Thank you, Ava.
It was spreading. You know, YouTube had spread it out to other states. Some other countries were starting to lift their head. So everything needed to be a little more clean, a little more professional to help people.
To help who? Them?
That's usually never this big. We had some good rain. I'm kind of curious what's down there. Let's go down there. So, that's what the site was. That was my one little civic contribution, but also my little contribution to this family, because like everybody, it really, really, really worked on your heart. I was starting to wake up at night. You know, I was looking for red trucks. I sent 2 or 3 different places of pictures of red trucks to the TBI. But initially I sent just, I don't know, 2 or a couple emails to the TBI. Just your mind gets going wild, and your thoughts, and you're watching stuff, and you're trying to piece this together, and you're trying to maybe give some idea they hadn't had. You know, of course, you know, they think pretty much of everything, but you're just trying to get yourself balanced, especially once I started doing the website, because now all of a sudden I was kind of like in it, looking at the faces. You know, you'd hear the slightest thing, you know, and you'd think, how's that fit, or does it fit? Or you'd have some crazy dream at night and wake up, you know, all nervous. And you'd think once that happened to me, and I just wrote the TBI, the thoughts. It was just thoughts. I think the TBI is very gracious to all of us in something like this, especially initially.
Ooh. I've always thought Dawn and Candace know what happened to Summer, but scared to say. Like they fear someone. They need to fear God. If I knew something happened to my child, kill me because I'm talking. Yes, I agree, Big Red. 100%.
Because everybody has thoughts, and they don't know what the TBI and sheriff and all that, they don't know what they've gotten into. So they get a load of thoughts. Well, I had some thoughts. Not necessarily as much who did it. I mean, I was thinking of accidents. And I thought maybe she felt like a big girl and wanted to run down to the post box, check the mail for the first time, and the mail guy hit her. You know, I think I even had the thought maybe Dawn came flying up the driveway. And that's before I knew any of the facts, actually. You know, and accidentally, there she was. You know, you're just having all these thoughts. But I didn't know anything. I still didn't know the family. All I heard was the tons of stuff.
Why would that be his first thoughts? He never thought, but then he thought that Dawn did it. Okay. So if you thought that, even having those thoughts while Tim bashes everyone else, that would mean that he's guilty and that they're hiding something. Weird kind of thoughts to have. Never, you didn't, whatever.
Rushing through YouTube, going somewhere. It sure wasn't.
You got the thoughts and the empathy.
Really helping the case. If anything, it was,
I agree.
You know, drowning Don in his sorrows all the more. And Candace.
Robin, yeah.
It's just brutal what was happening to him.
I was worried about what's happening to Dawn Wells, not what's happening to Summer. Poor Dawn. Poor Dawn. Everyone feels sorry for Dawn. All right. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 videos. We have 1, 2, 3 videos left. So we've got a 52, almost 53, 39, and 50-minute video. So tomorrow we're going to finish this off. We are going to do a 2-parter here. 49. Yeah, I cannot sit through that. So tomorrow we will start. What's tomorrow? Sunday. We'll start earlier in the evening, probably around 5:30, 6:30, 7, 8. Yeah, we're gonna start about dinner time tomorrow. All right. And we're going to finish the last 3 videos. So I wanted to do it all in one night, but there's no way because I got to stop it and say my 2 cents. So why don't we get through these tomorrow and then open up the panel for an open discussion. That's what I'd like to do. I was going to take tomorrow off of live streaming, but I'm not going to because I don't want to take days apart. So we'll get through the other 3 tomorrow together, probably around 5:30 Central Time is what I'll end up setting it up for. Start at 7:30. No, we're going to start a little bit earlier tomorrow because we got longer videos and I got to stop and pause it. I mean, I probably don't have to with him, but we'll fair use it so we don't get ourselves into trouble just in case. So we do have to stop and pause and commentate and all that. So let's plan on starting around 5:30 p.m. Central tomorrow. You'll be there? Yay! No work? That'd be awesome. And then the last little bit, I'll try not to stop so much, and we'll do a little open panel. I'm also going to get in touch with Miss Mary tomorrow morning and try and plan a conversation with her for this upcoming week. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I think enough time has passed now. I don't feel like I'm bothering her. She is the one who brought it up. So it, yeah, Don used to once upon a time really, really want me going hard at Mary, which was another huge red flag. But I did have to play a role, which Mary understands very well what I did. So I really appreciate her understanding on that. Yeah, it's terrible. He really, really wanted me to go hard at Mary, of all people. Mary, like that was his concern, not his daughter. And I can prove that. I've proven it. Some of it. Mary's had to hear horrible things that I've shared on my channel. And absolutely, I mean, that was always his prime thing. Discredit Chris McDonough and trash my sisters, would ya? What? How does that bring Summer home? I don't understand. But hey, to each their own, I guess. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Planning about 5:30. I may start it even a little bit earlier, or I may pop on twice. We'll see. I've been into the YouTube more because I always feel better after I do it. My anxiety gets to me and I push it off. Then after I started it, I'm like, yeah, it's usually pretty good energy with you guys in there. So it's helpful. So I appreciate all you guys very much. Good night, everyone. What are we on right now? Is this Saturday? Yeah, we're on Saturday. Wow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you tomorrow, Sunday, about 5:30 p.m. Central Time to finish the last 3 videos of Tim Mullen. Thanks for hanging, y'all. Thanks for watching my daughters actually make me look beautiful for once. But I love y'all. See you tomorrow. Bye. Love, 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 love.